This one is a video for the coders amongst us, and I saw this on Facebook. I'm in all the Facebook communities for Squarespace, so I saw someone ask, and it triggered a memory that I had on this particular code. Anyway, I'm rambling, but basically, when we apply code, sometimes we want that code to show when clients look at it, so from the front end, but on the back end, we may not want to see that code in action. So essentially, when we add in a code and we go into our editor, that code isn't applied. Whereas if someone was to look at it, where if they put in the URL and whatnot, they could see it. So for instance, a use case would be hiding a block on desktop. If you target the block and then write the code that says display none, which hides it, when you go to try and move that block, for instance, in the editor, you won't be able to because it won't be there because the code is applied within the editor. If that makes any sense at all, I hope it does. In that case, what we want to do is wrap that code in the code that I'm going to show you in a moment, which essentially says, no, do not use this code in the editor because I still want access to all the non-coded things. But if the user is looking at it, then apply the code. So that block will be hidden on desktop for anyone else except for you when you're doing the edits. This is a really handy tool if you use a lot of code and sometimes it gets in the way when you're just trying to make basic edits. And it's especially good for clients as well because sometimes as coders and developers, we know how to, sort of go around that code. But, the layman, our clients who don't have any experience with coding, they may have no idea how to navigate around the site, how to remove a line of CSS while they make an edit and then put it back in. So it's just good housekeeping, especially if you're going to hand over the reins to a site. So I'll show you the snippet and you can use this on all your client sites from now on. Let's kick off this tutorial. So what we want to do, for instance, is hide this block here. So I'm going to identify our block by using the ID Finder Chrome extension. And I'm going to paste this in, squiggly brackets, display none. And you can see it's gone. Now, center full screen. What we then want to do, because ideally I want to be able to change this text without getting rid of this code, I'm going to create some new brackets. Then before that, I'm going to put body. So body essentially just means we're targeting the whole body of the site. Then colon, and then not. So what not does is, we're going to open and close some actual brackets, not squiggly brackets. So whatever goes inside these brackets, we are telling the CSS to not target this. So we're saying target everything else, just not what I'm about to put in here. And SQS active, or not active, edit mode. And then you can see that the code isn't applied within our editor. So essentially it's don't apply it to the back end, but keep it on the front end. And to show you that in action, I'm going to take you over to an incognito window and I'll show you the site. So here is the site. You can see that it's not there, but here it is there. So this really just means we can go into edit and I can change text for some reason if I want. The use case for this is that you still need to change the text if you're hiding the block because, you're only probably going to be hiding the block on desktop or mobile, only one of the two. So sometimes you'll need to change the text, which essentially means you always need access somewhere to change this. And it's not just hiding a block anyway. There's tons and tons of use cases, like I mentioned back when I was on camera, that you may need for this, especially with like client handovers to make sure that they can still edit everything without having to dive into the CSS. So hopefully this has helped. And if it has, please make sure to leave a like, hit subscribe and check out all of the Squarespace resources in the description below.